Hello there, doctors. This is going to be a special series we're going to be launching on multiple ways how you can make money online outside of your clinical practice. And on today's episode, Mike and I are going to talk about writing your book. And we're going to give you some nuggets about that and also give you some special things at the end of this episode. So make sure you stay all the way to the end of the episode. So, welcome.
Hey guys, my name is Dr. Mike Wumeng.
I'm Dr. Ann Truong.
So, as Ann mentioned, we're going to talk about multiple ways that you can start monetizing your way by using a book, allow you to bring in revenue without just seeing patients. And there's quite a number of different ways that you can do it. Both Ann and I have written books, and we've definitely benefited from most, if not all, of these strategies that we're going to talk about, or all of these monetization strategies. I think the first one we should talk about is having your book as an authority builder. What that is going to do for you, it's going to help you. Let's say you own your own practice. How can you separate yourself? Well, one way that you can do it, an easy way that you can do it, is becoming an author. When a patient is looking to see a number of different practices, they have a lot of different choices. One way that you're going to stand out is by being someone who has been an accomplished author on that particular topic. It's a great way to attract clients, showing that you're a book. You may even want to offer your book for free or for a low cost as a patient. It's a great way to generate leads. And what do you think about that?
Absolutely. In fact, the book that I have right here, Erectile Dysfunction Fix, I wrote that in 2018. And the reason why I did that was to really build authority in the field of sexual health. And it did exactly that. It built me up as the expert. It's something that I use that, hey, I am a best-selling author, even though we just sell it on Amazon. And in order for you to get the best-selling status, I think you have to make a sale in one day, in 24 hours, about, is it 50 or 70, Mike? Somewhere around right there.
Yeah, I think it depends on the category but 50 to 100 sounds about right.
Yeah. So now with the AI, it's definitely easier to write a book now than ever been before. But that was the reason why I wrote my book, which is for authority. And I use it as a business card almost, where if I was going to give a talk somewhere, I would give people a free PDF of my book. And once you write a book, it's actually very affordable to get it published. The book that you see behind me, as an author price, it's like $3.25 that I order like 100 at a time. And if you go to like a meeting, if you give a talk, what better than to give somebody a copy of your book so they can take home too? And also a book, somebody leave it at home, but then their friends, their family member can look at that book and say, hey, who is this? So it works great as a marketing tool for you as well, too. It's a physical marketing tool that not only it's effective or to elevate your brand and for showcase you as the expert, but also kind of like a display for other people that may not know what you do. And I truly believe that when I wrote the book in 2018, that it really propelled me to more stages and propelled me as a leader because that time I was an attendee and imagine being introduced as an author or best-selling author. And Mike and I just launched a challenge called How to Write a Best-Selling Book in 3 days. And we'll show you where to get that if you're interested in getting that at our community, Doctors Online Success. And Mike will literally walk you through step by step on how to write your book and how to get it to a best-selling status. Doctors, if you always want to write a book, this is the time to do it. Never been easier, never been more affordable than it is right now.
Yeah, official title is The Physician Author Blueprint, How to Write a Book in 3 days. You can go and check that out. And like you said, let's say you go to networking meetings or maybe you're speaking on in there. Sure, you can give the old business cards, but people lose them, they don't remember it. How much more authority can you gain or how much trustworthiness can you build by giving a book? And even I love to do of individual signed copy of the book. Everybody loves those kinds of things. That's who they remember. That's who they're going to resonate with. And it's a great way for follow-ups. Online, another way that I've done it as well, you can also sell it on Amazon. I've also done where I give a free book where they just cover the shipping costs. And now guess what? I give them another contact information. They have to give me their name, their address. So now email address. Now I've got another way of contacting them And that's who we're going to remember. The name of the game, guys, we're overloaded with information these days, but the people who are going to stand out, even the old fashioned way of books, that is one incredible way of differentiating yourself from the rest of the pack.
What I want to add is this, and Mike brought in a really good thing, is that it's information is easily accessible. And you have AI, you have ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, you go on Google and find a topic about anything. But as doctors, we are curator of the information. So what that means is with our training, with our background, we can extrapolate the information and interpret it and how pertinent it is for the patient. And that's exactly what we do in our office. So when you write a book, you're curating the necessary information for a certain condition. And think of yourself as the curator, the choreographer of information, and that you can arrange it in a way that somebody can understand it and talk about it logically. Somebody can understand it when they're not in the medical field. That was such us apart as doctors from AI, from ChatGPT, and from Google, because Google cannot curate information. Google just spit out information, but then we all know that it could be misleading. But as clinicians, the knowledge that we have with our extensive training and the clinical exposure that we have is so powerful that you can literally write a book every month because from what we know and how applicable it is in real life. So I really want doctors to think of themselves as a curator of clinical information in a written format. What about
Yeah,
your thoughts, Mike?
exactly. Like you said, we're overloaded with info. Sure, we can use Google, we can use AI, but still, people want to communicate with humans for the most part. And having someone to present that information in a concise, organized fashion can really.
So
Now,
what are
another,
the benefits as an author, as a doctor, as an author?
yeah. So another way talking about it, just kind of building on what we've just talked about, is becoming an author opens up new doors. If you want to get into paid speaking or being a paid going into speaking at conferences, it really acts as a credibility badge in making you attractive to event organizers on there. We share some statistics in that challenge that we did, the physician author blueprint. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was either like comparing someone, a speaker who didn't have a book, compared it to someone who did have a book. The one who did have the book was like 200, 300% more likely to get that position for those who don't. Book adds credibility. And then you can again, as we talked about, you can give copies of your book as maybe as part of your speaker package. So there's lots of ways that you can benefit from. That will be a win-win situation for not only yourself, but for the event organizers.
Exactly. So it's a win-win. So if you have a book, if you do a speaking opportunity, you can tell the event organizer, hey, I want to give a book to each one of your attendee. And so not only will it position you as the expert and get your brand out, the good marketing tool, but it also make the event coordinator feel that their event is level up because now the attendee is walking out with something valuable for their attendee. So that's a win-win situation for the coordinator, you, and the attendee as well. But also think of the book as a lead generator for you as well, too, because in the book, when you write the book, whatever topic that is, a lot of marketers, like the end of the chapter, you can say, if you want to learn more about this, I have a course or something, and you put a QR code, and then that brings it to a site. And we use Dr. Boss as our software where you scan the code and it goes to like a website where somebody can buy a course. Maybe somebody can buy supplements that you offer, but it's not just the book itself. The people read the information in the book, and then that will lead them to other opportunities that you have or other revenue stream that you have that will lead them down that way. So that's how I use my book too. I have a QR code there, and it actually goes to a course that I have, which has been evergreen since 2018. We're still making money from that course now. So easy ways. Now, we're going to talk about the course next episode, but on this episode, we just want to start you thinking about writing a book. And once you have the framework, which Mike had taught us in the 3-day challenge on how to write a book, once you have that framework, you can literally outline your book and have AI kind of give you some validation of the topic. But ultimately, it's you that's going to edit it and you know your information the most. And not to say that once you put it out there, you can always go back and revise it for second edition or third edition as well. But think of the book as ways that will lead you to other opportunities or other revenue stream that you have on the back end.
Yeah, I know we're going to have a one episode just dedicated to online courses, but just to add on, I see it all the time where I see a $9.97 or $19.97 book often gets turned into an online course that you can sell for $297, $497, $5,000 weekend experiences based upon the background of the book. And I've seen people who put these on and said, I get the fundamentals and the details that are in the book, and we just expand on it and personalize it for the attendees. And it's really, like I said, it's a win-win for both. But we'll talk about that when we talk about more in courses, but just wanted to give you guys to start thinking about things. Because let's face it, and we talked about this and in our course, it's unlikely you're going to get wealthy from just the sales of a book. Amazon does take, we use to help publish our books. They do get a cut on it. Monthly, I get some fee, I get some money from the book. It's not a lot. My book initially came out in 2020, but it's from what we base the book on, these call to actions that we put on, the QR codes that, as you mentioned, where you can take something where I've seen doctors who don't necessarily are doctors for a practice, but they've developed coaching programs, consulting programs, where they say, hey, if you want to, I hope this resonates with you, let's set up a discovery call. Here's the website where you can go to and see if I can individually help you. And that's really where you can develop into this full-fledged business.
Absolutely. And I want to mention also that when you write a book, it really helps you hone in and niche down what you want to do. That's what I want doctors to start thinking about too, is writing the book will give you so much ideas and give you more clarity on your framework, your protocol, the checklist that you want people to do to get results. A lot of times doctors have a hard time niching down, getting the clarity on the message and the transformation that they're offering to the person that is reading the book. So the book, of course, is not going to be the revenue source. It's the opportunity that it leads. I mean, once a month, I probably get like, I don't know, $20, $30 or something from the book. It's a good lunch money. I also have an Amazon store. If you get a large social media following, Amazon give you a storefront where you can put different products in there and you get some commission out of that as well. Again, that can also come from the book, because the book can lead you to getting more followers on your YouTube channel or on your Instagram account or Facebook account. So don't think of it as the book is just a book, but a book can lead into, hey, follow me on my YouTube channel or Instagram stories, because I truly believe if doctors, if you are not online, you're going to be invisible in the future, because that's where the future is heading towards. And right now, ChatGPT, you can be found in ChatGPT if you publish information online. Now, in the future, a lot of people is going to use AI. Do you want to be found in AI and be referenced by AI? But the only way to do that is to get online, to be indexed. And surprisingly, I was on ChatGPT, and then I showed up as one of the questions I was asking ChatGPT reference, but it referred back to my YouTube channel. The information that was published in YouTube channel was actually indexed by ChatGPT because it's considered information. So multiple ways where you can build a brand and authority without a big marketing budget. It's just dumping what you have in your brain into a written form. But a lot of the hard work going to be done by AI and editing, getting an editor now. Mike, I mean, you talk about that in your course, getting an editor on Fiverr or Upwork to edit your book. In fact, the editor of my book was my teacher, English teacher, who edited my book. That was maybe $300. It wasn't much at all. So I hope that stir up some information. In our next episode, we're going to talk about the course. But if you want to dive deep and find out how to write a book in 3 days, where Mike has outlined this step by step and even give you, there were tons of resources in there. Go to our school group at doctorsonlinesuccess.com, and you can see it in the banner right here with the QR code, and it's free. to join the Doctors Online Success community. And in the classroom tab, you would see a tab for the actual course, and you can get access to it there to dive deep into it and really get that idea now in a written form. And literally, you can probably do it in 3 days, maybe a week. My book in 2018 took 3 months out of my life to write that. And that was from scratch in the old fashioned way of reading research papers and curating the information. So, having said that, we hope that you find value from this episode. Any last minute thing you want to say, Mike?
No, just aside, we were talking about monetization. I just also want to mention about affiliate products. You had mentioned that if you don't know what affiliate is where you have relationships with other companies, and if you promote and they go through your link, you can get a commission on it. I haven't done it myself through my book, but I believe you have. I've helped other doctors do that. And that's another way of building monetization. You could have, they could have some on a website on like drannrecommends.com or drmikerecommends.com. Something have a page. You talk about these different products and these different companies, and then if they manage to go to your link, you can make a commission. So just one little aside, and just kind of completing our talk on monetization of your book.
Yeah, that's one thing we'll dive deep in another episode is how to do affiliate marketing. That if people are making 7 digits just selling other people's product. So affiliate marketing is something that doctors can easily do, but we'll dive deep into that in another episode. So remember, check out the Doctors Online Success and join that community. Check out the link here. And just remember, you're just not the doctor. You are the doctor boss.
Till next time, guys.
See you in the next
Bye-bye.
episode.